It's July and things are a little bit slow right now. Obviously, with the NFL, things are starting to speed up a whole lot. Let's take a look at the countdown when things are really going to be shaking up and happening for volleyball. For you folks who really get into the volleyball of the high schools, it is going to crank up the week of Monday, August 22nd, with their jamborees. High school football games are Friday, August 26th, so about 28 days from now. I would like to mention Covenant Christian does not play in the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. That's a local high school here in Houma. Their first game is, ready for this, August 5th. Next week, Covenant Christian actually starts playing football. So they're a little bit ahead of the curve compared to the schools that play in the LHSAA. The Evangel College team from Missouri is going to be at Nicholls State on Thursday, September 1st, about 34 days. LSU taking on Oregon in Cowboy Stadium. That's going to be in about 36 days. And finally, the Saints are going to be at Green Bay 41 days from now. That starts it all for the NFL in the regular season. But again, remember, August 12th is when they take on the 49ers. That is going to be in the Superdome. Not in the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't mind if it be in the Super Bowl. It's impossible to play the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but let's hope the Saints do get back there in January, February of 2012. Southland Conference had its media days during the week, and the all-conference preseason teams were announced. Unfortunately, not a lot of Nicholls State Colonels, but we did have one young man who made the first team, and that is first-team defensive back Bobby Felder. Of course, Bobby Felder made the first team last year at the end of the year, so kudos to him. Second team has a young man, defensive lineman Edet Udu, and hopefully he will pan out this year as a junior. And a big congratulations. Second team offensive running back is from our area in Houma. That is Jesse Turner, who played his high school football over at Ellendale Memorial High School. Of course, this is all preseason, and this is done by the coaches. And although it's a great honor, I'd rather see it come back and be on there at the end of the year instead of right now. We'll see how it all pans out. Now, the Southland Conference also got together and decided who they think is going to finish from 1 to 8. And there are two polls, actually. The coaches have one poll. The sports information directors have the other poll. And as you notice, Nicholls State comes in 6th in both polls. Now, there's a little situation at the top, which is interesting. McNeese State and Stephen F. Austin are 1-2 in the coaches poll. And then in the SID poll, they flip-flop with the same amount of votes. So obviously it's going to be very close at the top. Central Arkansas comes in 3rd in both polls. Then Sam Houston and Northwestern flip-flop at the 4 and 5 position. But Nicholls got the same amount of votes in the coaches poll as they did in the sports information directors poll. And if you're thinking, boy, that's kind of low, we wish Nicholls would be up a little bit higher. I really do believe they're going to finish higher. And usually for the last 4 or 5 years, they've been down there at number 7. Now remember Lamar, who is at number 8 now, this is their first year of playing football in the Southland Conference since the early 80s. They stopped their football program for some time. Last year they played a schedule, but it was not in the Southland Conference. This year they will be shooting for Southland Conference honors. Got to take another commercial break. When we get back from this commercial break, we're going to drop to baseball. Baseball kind of wrapping up in our area, and the Southland Hogs will play it in Florida. We'll tell you how they did after this timeout.